Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Real Utopias, the podcast where we break down perfect societies and figure out what they are actually built on.
Yeah, I mean, so far, we've covered Plato, structure and order, on what he sees, and then B.F. Skinner last week, great episode, go listen to it, and his world of behavior control.
Yes, yeah. And today, now we are going to be diving into the third vision of utopia, one that probably feels most familiar to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's built on science, innovation, discovery, all things that we see in this modern world that we live in.
Yeah, so joining us today, we are really excited to introduce Sir Francis Bacon.
I am pleased to see that the pursuit of knowledge still captures the imagination. All right, Bacon, thank you so much for being here. How is your idea of utopia different from Plato and Skinner? They sought to shape people through structure and conditioning. I seek to improve the human condition through knowledge.
So instead of controlling behavior or roles, you actually just focus on discovery?
Yes. Knowledge is the foundation of progress. Through science, we can reduce suffering, extend life, and improve society overall.
Yeah, so that actually connects to exactly what we're talking about, how political systems often depend on who holds the power, and in your case, power comes from knowledge.
Those who understand nature hold the ability to transform it. Yes.
Yeah, so let's go dive right in. Let's talk about your utopia in the New Atlantis.
Yeah, I mean, we see your idea get really fully fleshed out and developed in your novel, so, yes. It is a society guided by a great institution, Salomon's House.
Which is basically a research center, if I remember
So
correctly.
much more than that. It's an organized effort to discover truth. Scientists study nature, conduct experiments, and apply knowledge for the benefit of all.
So it's kind of like a early version of modern labs.
Yeah, or like a university.
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
think tank kind of thing going on. Yes. Knowledge must be pursued systematically. We can't leave it to chance.
I think we would frame this based on the book, where institutions actually are what shape society.
Yeah, and in your case, I mean, the most important institution is knowledge itself. But things get interesting here, where we discover that your society isn't completely open.
So Solomon's house doesn't actually share everything with the public.
Knowledge must be handled responsibly. Not all discoveries are ready to be released.
But that kind of raises a big issue, don't
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah,
Who decides what people get to know?
Yeah. I mean, control of information creates such a power imbalance, and so how do you choose who gets to, release it, or who gets to know who's in charge of that? Just with that, power imbalance that it can create. Without guidance, knowledge might be misused, and that's the thing that we're trying to protect against. So, rather than, just release everything, we have to protect that, and so that we can garner it and push it in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Kind of like a trade-off of transparency and progress.
Yeah, just kind of like what we saw with Plato and Skinner also, there is a trade-off there no matter what.
Yeah. Jumping into movies, one of my favorite movies, Gattaca, a world where science, genetics, really determines your future. It's very controlled.
Yeah, people are actually engineered before birth to be stronger, smarter, and more capable. Just basically superhuman engineered.
Yes, a far advanced application than I even could have fathomed in scientific knowledge. It does, however, just in talking about traits, create a hierarchy with the perfect genes and with those who are inferior.
Yeah, so instead of actually proving life for everyone, it creates inequality for some.
Well, I would say that the issue is not the science itself, but instead the application of it, Yeah, I mean, institutions and power structures determine outcomes, not just the ideas. And so science can improve society or divide it, and that's really what we see. That's in the hands of who's in control to be able to apply it.
Yeah, and next, our next media example here is one of my favorite movies. It's a cool, modern, it really aligns up with the kids nowadays. Black Panther, it's a superhero. Wakanda is incredibly advanced, and powered by technology and scientific innovation.
Yeah, completely hidden from the rest of the world, though. A wise precaution, though not without consequence.
Yeah. Because their knowledge could help others, but they choose to protect it. So we see that tension between sharing knowledge and controlling
Yeah,
it.
like a severe imbalance where they have this medical technology, like everything that could really improve the world around them, and they're choosing to gatekeep it. Yeah, what do you think about that? A society must decide whether its priority is self-preservation or global progress. Major question there of which one is more important, which one should be the focus.
Yeah, so next up, our last example here is Ex Machina. This one focuses on a tech genius creating an advanced AI in secret.
I think it's called Ex Machina.
Actually?
I believe, yeah, I do believe that's the pronunciation. But talking about the AI, there's no oversight, there's no accountability, pure experimentation. There's no one holding him accountable or even like putting in roadblocks or checks to see how he's doing. Well, very dangerous what he's doing there, very dangerous. You do want to protect because knowledge without ethics leads often to destruction.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we see in the film there.
Yeah, I do think that this kind of reinforces the idea that institutions are needed to regulate power. It does actually like, go off what you were saying, where we need people to control the knowledge, right? Yeah, exactly that. Where
And in this case, there are no institutions. We just see one person with way too much control.
Yes, and similar to the Plato and the Skinner, I listened to the conversations, this is more of a warning of what it could become if used improperly. And I really want to just reinforce that the application and the way that it's done is the most important thing. This is a warning, so don't take that as word is bond.
So just kind of putting all this together and looking all of it as one big thing, there is a clear pattern here. Science creates incredible possibilities, but it doesn't come without risk.
Yeah, and I think the biggest issue is like who's controlling the knowledge. Is it shared? Is it hidden? Is it regulated? Yeah. And those are the questions that define the success of a scientific society.
And now, a word from our sponsor. What if you could witness the birth of the scientific method firsthand? Introducing the Bacon Experience, an immersive journey into the mind of Sir Francis Bacon, the philosopher who changed how we understand knowledge itself. Step into 17th century England, where observation replaces assumption and experimentation unlocks truth. Sit in on live demonstrations, explore the origins of empirical thinking, and challenge the biases Bacon called the idols of the mind, the same blind spots we still face today. This isn't just history. It's the foundation of how we think, test, and discover. Spots are limited, and progress does not wait. Book your experience now and learn to question everything.
Yeah, I just want to bring it back to some like trade-offs and ideas we've talked about before. Nathan, if you have anything you want to...
Yeah, so every political system that we see involves trade-offs. However, yours offers progress, innovation, and improved living conditions.
Yeah, I do think that the risks though are secrecy, which ends up in distrust in the government, inequality, and then even concentrated power. Mm-hmm. The challenge then is balance. You have the AI fellow in Ex Machina where there's no oversight, and then you have Wakanda where it's too much oversight, and even Gattaca where it's too much oversight. There's too much control. You just need to find balance in it,
mm-hmm. Which I think is often easier said than done, but we need to find a way to see it done.
Yeah. I mean, really, society these days is so scientifically focused and advanced that we have to find balance. AI is running rampant right now, and if you were to look at it, and if you were to have some regulation, I think that society can be improved. I mean, a lot of how many people on Facebook are falling for scams involving AI? That's a deregulated thing. Yeah, I think that there should be far more control of the scientific advancements these days.
So, I think in closing here, we just have one big question. Do you think that we're already living in some sort of a version of your utopia?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We've got so much advanced science and research, and we're just constantly innovating the next new thing. So I was just wondering, because it does seem like we're getting very close to your utopia. You are closer than you might think. I see how much is around us. I think just remember the task is not to abandon science, but to guide it very wisely.
Yes. That's a very good point.
Yeah. I think we can end there and feel good. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, listeners, for listening to today's episode of Real Utopias. Just the 3 utopias that we talked about, very interesting. Did you have a favorite?
Personally, I really enjoyed our interview with Mr. Skinner.
Yeah.
And seeing that. But my personal favorite media form that we see of all these turned into movies is Divergent. I grew up with those movies.
Yeah.
That was really cool to have Mr. Plato in and talk about what he thought about them.
Yeah, with the man himself, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite so far has been Bacon. I like his theories on it. Favorite movie in this thing? Also probably Gattaca. I really like that movie. Very good movie. We should watch it.
Yeah.
So we've explored, order, we've explored behavior, and we've explored knowledge. And just those 3 different paths to a perfect world, all with their own costs. I hope that your world may learn to balance them as well.
Yeah. Mr. Bacon, we are so glad that you got the opportunity. We had the opportunity to come here.
Yeah.
Talk with you.
Yeah.
It was a great time getting to hear you, see what you think. And I also heard you mention earlier that you listened to Plato and Skinner's interviews.
Yes,
So
yes. Very nice. Very good.
I would encourage everyone, if you haven't already listened to those,
go listen to those podcasts. Yes. Go listen to them.
Listen to Mr. Bacon here. He knows his stuff.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you soon.